Hey everyone, welcome back to POV Drama in Real Life, where fiction meets reality and reality feels like fiction with a bad plot twist and no season renewal. Today, we're talking about something we all have, but somehow experience like we're in entirely different timelines. Birthdays. Yay! That was fake enthusiasm, keep up. Let me say this up front. Just because it's my birthday, yes, I'm another year older, it doesn't mean we're getting cutesy. I'm not here to do what I've learned this year carousel on Instagram or guilt trip you into buying me gifts, even though my face clearly says I deserve luxury and a national holiday. Nope. Today, I'm unpacking the thoughts that creep in when the cake is cut. The balloons deflate. And all you're left with is the weight of another year on your spine. Plus, expectations stacked like Tupperware in a cabinet that's one slam away from disaster. So, buckle up. This is gonna get raw. This is gonna get emotional. And if it makes you cry, don't worry. I cried too. So let's get into it. Aging is weird, and capitalism is loud. You ever notice how once you hit 21, birthdays stop being about growth and start being about guilt? Like every candle you blow out whispers,
"What have you accomplished? Where's your career, your house, your soulmate, your six-figure bank balance?"
Sis, I'm just trying to figure out what to eat for dinner without spiraling into an identity crisis. Chill. There's this unspoken rule that each year you age, you should have acquired divine wisdom, a TED talk, and a stable income. And if you're not there yet, you're failing, you're unserious. Like, excuse me, since when did aging become a competition with LinkedIn influencers? Let's be real. Aging doesn't come with enlightenment. Some people grow older and just get louder with ignorance. Age isn't always wisdom. Sometimes it's just trauma with wrinkles. And don't even get me started on stability. If I had a rant for every time someone asked me if I had a real job, I could finally afford therapy to unpack how that made me feel. Maybe I don't want stability. I want passion. I want movement. I want a career that doesn't make me dread Monday like it's a cursed prophecy. Parental blame games and the not my child delusion. Okay, now we're getting spicy. Here's one for the parents. Stop blaming other kids for your child going off the rails. Your child didn't turn into a menace because of their friends. Your child is not a virus that got infected. They made decisions. You can raise them with love, boundaries, and sense, and they still can go out there and do nonsense. That's not your fault. But also, don't deflect accountability. I said what I said. And before you'll try to cancel me, relax. I have much more better material for you to cancel me over. I say this because I lived this. Everyone who knows me and my family knows we're like the poster people for great parenting. My parents' style, elite. Wooden spoons and a safe space to talk, with minimal judgment depending on the topic. And because of that, I am a self-assured and honest human. But despite all of that, despite the love and affection that they gave me, I let myself absorb the world's negativity like a sponge left in the sink too long. I chose to rebel. I chose to rebel. I caused them gray hairs. And notice the trend? I made those decisions knowing the consequences. Sometimes parents can't accept that their child is the problem because they see their child's actions as a reflection of them. But here's the tea. Once that kid hits like 16, they know. They know what's wrong. They know what disappoints you. They just don't care in that moment. That has nothing to do with your parenting. And honestly, just being a parent already earns you an A+ for me. The thought of raising a mini me, absolute nightmare fuel. And to my parents, they are national heroes for surviving my rebellion phase. Now kids, before you twist my words, I am not saying blindly conform to your parents' expectations. That's giving robot. I'm saying use your frontal lobe. I know it's there. Engage it. Doing drugs? No love. Sit the hell down. Skipping class to get debonaires? Okay. You might catch a wet towel from your mom if she's black, but you'll survive. One gives you a story, one gives you trauma and possibly rehab. Make smart rebellions, please. Romance isn't a requirement. Let's talk about dating. If you're over 21 and you've never dated anyone, oh my goodness, that is so good. That is stunning. You are actually thriving in life. Okay? You are not a failure. You're not broken, and you're certainly not missing out on some core human experience. Don't let the world pressure you into experiencing love before you even know who you are. Because when that first heartbreak hits, you'll be doing emotional CPR in the dark, in the rain, listening to Ocean Eyes on loop, like you just got dumped at the altar. True story, not even embellished. Now, before y'all come for me, yes, it is a long story, and long story short, nothing breaks a heart like a fucking woman. Oh, yo. Women will eat your heart like Jeffrey Dahmer and then use a toothpick labeled,
"Let's have an open relationship if you want me back,"
to get your love out of their teeth, like it was a light snack. And I know my ex will hear this one day, so let me just get this off my chest. Genuinely, thank you. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for saving the universe from more trauma by being the training manual I needed. And even though sometimes when I think about your tricks, I curse your bloodlines for like 3 generations, it doesn't last because I gained wisdom. The highs, better than the lows. The memories, I use them when it gets dark again. Trigger warning for all the Delulu lovers. This is not your sign to cue up Fantasy by Bazia or Under the Influence by Chris Brown and spiral in the flashbacks. Use the good memories as a crutch, not a cage. And then go to therapy, please. And to all my fellow singletons, there's a chance your first relationship could be your last, whether it happens at 22 or 42. You are absolutely fine. You're right on time. One of the best things my mom once told me is that if your boundaries are clear, it doesn't matter who tries to shake your peace, you'll still be standing. And that's stuck, because when you're firm in who you are, the universe sends someone who already knows how to love you. They don't have to be taught. Until then, the universe is so petty. She's got Squid Game level tests lined up for you. One day you're fine, the next you're in emotional Hunger Games with people who dangle love like a carrot while treating you like your EO. Let them go. Love yourself. Build your boundaries. Know your worth. Because when your energy, your words, and your actions align with the love you deserve, you'll attract someone who treats you even better than you treat yourself. I'm bi, not the villain in your lesbian origin story. So y'all already know June is my month. Not just because it's my birthday month. Yes, queens were born in June, but also because it's Pride Month. And here's something you might not know. I am a loud and very gay bisexual. It doesn't have to make sense to you, because guess what? It makes perfect sense to me. And if you don't get it, that is so not my problem. I came out at 18, not because I wrestled with my sexuality for years, but because I shelved it. I knew I was too young to fully get it. The first time I even thought about this was like in grade 7. I was like, maybe not. And then by grade 9, I was poking around the topic like a bloodhound, doing research, asking questions, digging for the truth. I stumbled across the word pansexual, but the definitions floating around at the time made it sound like it was some watered-down bisexuality. And then I was like, not quite. It wasn't until 2 years later that the truth finally clicked. Oh my goodness, I'm bisexual. But being bi, that came with its own mess. Some friends were supportive. Others weren't actually against it, but they gave me the tired, how do you know you like both? Or, isn't that like cheating? No, honey, it's not. You liking Roman's pizza and Debonair's pizza doesn't make you indecisive of your favorite crust. So why is it any different when I like both men and women? Let's dead the whole it's just a phase narrative. Some people might be curious. And curiosity is valid, but bisexuality isn't confusion. It's clarity. We know what we want. We just want more than one thing, and that's not a crime. Now let's talk about the biphobia from inside the community, especially from some lesbians. Yes, I said it. Some of y'all are like the Karens of the LGBTQ plus community. You got hurt by someone who was bi, and now you project that hurt onto us? That's not fair. That is not healing. That's just recycled trauma. We're not your ex. If Emily cheated on you with John in grade 9, I am not Emily. The next bi girl you meet is not Emily. Stop blaming every bisexual for one woman's betrayal. Heal. Go to therapy and stop projecting, gosh. That is your heartbreak to carry, not ours. You don't see me swearing off studs just because one broke my heart. I'm still out here loving women because I'm not emotionally stunted. I took my pain, turned it into wisdom, and now I know the red flags to look out for. If someone comes with, I want you but not a relationship, I know that's not for me. I want certainty. I want stability. And if that's not what's on the menu, I'm walking away. That's the mindset more people need to adopt, because when y'all gatekeep queerness, you're not just hurting us. You're making it hard for us to even approach you. Bisexuals get smeared like we're fake, like we're suspicious, like we're walking heartbreaks in heels. And that's just wrong. Anyways, let me end this on a lighter note, because rage is fuel, but pride is power. Happy Pride Month to every queer person still fighting it out, still navigating safe spaces, still learning how to be soft and fierce at the same time. I might not have spent years denying my identity, but I did spend years hiding it, not from shame, but for survival, especially in workplaces where queerness is still taboo. I learned to tuck my truth in my back pocket, but not anymore. This year taught me that being a people pleaser doesn't mean you have to be nice. You can be kind, you should be kind, but being nice, that's so performative. Be kind to others, but be real with yourself. Let your kindness begin with you. So yes, this is your reminder to live boldly, laugh loudly, and if possible, eat colorful food and shit like a unicorn, because this is Pride Month and it belongs to all of us, especially the bisexuals. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up the birthday rant. Served hot, messy, and a little bit too real. If anything in this episode made you laugh, cry, or text your therapist, you're welcome. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next emotional roller coaster. And hey, if you want to keep this chaotic, heartfelt, slightly unhinged train going, consider supporting me on Ko-Fi. I've got commissions open for people who want custom voice notes, podcast shoutouts, or just want me to roast their eggs in poetic form. And for my real ones who want more, my Ko-Fi memberships is like the VIP room at Club Venus. Early access, behind-the-scene rants, and all the Delulu energy you could ever want. Your support helps me keep telling stories that feel like therapy and drama club had a baby. Until next time, drink water, block your ex, and remember, you're not late. You're right on time. Signed, Her Most Unruly Holiness, High Priestess of the Cult of Conscious, Saint of Spirals and Overanalysis, Mange, aka your favorite emotionally intelligent menace.